personally.
Coach, how'd you feel like the offense played overall today?
I showed real grit. Didn't turn it over. And just we were managing the game that second half, but just like the way they came out early on, I thought they were focused, and I thought we had a really good week of practice. I liked the crew we had rolling this week. They were tuned in, and these young guys are really starting to grow up.
Rich, could you see progress just over the course of the season as a whole from this group?
Without question. It was on Wednesday. I was standing behind the huddle, and I don't think there's many teams in the country that can say this. And I was watching a play, and Jaton was in, and it was 2 and 6 and 85 and 84 in the O-line, and I'm thinking 9 of these guys are going to be back next year, and there's a good chance of that. And they're really pretty good, and they're growing up. They're puppies. They're young dudes, and they're learning. They're gaining confidence. Like 6 and 2 are just blossoming, and those 2 tight ends are really special. The line's played better the last few weeks, and I feel like we have a chance. We were just, we made some mistakes early on in the year, no excuses, but I think these young guys are growing up.
Speaking of Jaton, it looked like he was giving you something a little bit different. How has he kind of grown?
I've felt very early on since spring that Jaton is a really good back. It was very unfortunate that he got hurt in the opener, hurting his knee. He's a real natural zone runner. He's a really good route runner. He's very competitive. He's good in protection. I trust him completely, and I'm excited for his future. And he's just one thing is he's not the biggest guy, so durability will always be an issue. But he runs tough as heck, and he's been very, very good for us this year. And I like where he's at.
You think Caddis was going to take that to the house?
I can't wait to see it on film, but yeah, the guy is. He's got some real special traits. Like I was hoping he would score, but I've felt this from the very early on. Like he's got a real special set of hands. He has a real ability. George Kittle's the same way, and it's a unique trait that very few tight ends has. He has really amazing pad level to avoid things and get off. That's why I've been running him a lot on those crossing routes. It's as good as you'll see, and he's got to get bigger and stronger, and it'll help his durability. But I'm real excited about it.
You mentioned those 2 tight ends and the 2 wide receivers. All of them were freshmen, true or redshirt.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong if you can keep them together.
Keep those guys together, and like I said, Jaton, and then I feel like Horsey's he's meant to play guard, and we're losing our right guard, but it's just been Jagger as a freshman, and he's grown up. Like the Georgia game was a very big moment, in my opinion, for him. He got a lot of confidence out of that. He realized he could stand with some of the best players and hold his own and fight. And Eli's grown up. So I like the core, and they played much better than the last 5 weeks. It hasn't always resulted in wins, but I like their grit, and I like some of the young guys that didn't play that were able to redshirt. Interject that with some others, and I think we got a chance.
Rich,
Go ahead, John. The red zone issues again popped up today. Just as you evaluate, how do you fix that?
Yeah, it's a combination of things, and I don't want to get into all of it. I'm pretty aware of what it is, but yeah, we can't be quite as conservative down there on early downs. I think sometimes that can hurt you, but there's a place to be conservative too. And I thought the first drive, the fact that we almost shot our leg off by taking a stupid penalty on a touchdown. And where Will scored there, and to come back, we worked hard. Dane, there was a cool moment this week at a walkthrough where the young receivers were working in a walkthrough, like being very mindful of how to approach it. The goal was, how do I beat a corner one-on-one, because that's going to be a big play, and what's my plan? And I want to know 2 days ahead how I'm going to beat this guy. And Dane and DeKel and those guys worked on it, and I saw it come to life. That detail, the way he set the corner up and beat him on that first slant, that's what it takes. That detail is the key. And they've learned it. They've gained confidence, and the detail is the key to the success down there, because there's just a fine line. Also, I'd like to score from further out more and not get tackled on the 5.
Those red zone issues, are those more of a lack of execution for you guys, or more just the defense doing their job?
It's a combination of a few things, but look, when you go third down, and one of the disadvantages of huddling and breaking is when you get third down, they set their defense, and you get their best pass rush. You get their best pressures. They can set the table. You get full speed ahead. When you go fast, sometimes you can negate a lot of that stuff. So that's something we got to look at in the future on third downs and in the red zone to help us. Like the touchdown we threw against Missouri was a speed third down where we negated that. And it's caught up with us at times, even Vandy, where they batted a ball down or they got home one time. Like they zero us out, but they can't do that when we're going fast. So those are little things that mid-season you can't just throw at the guys. But that's a part of the future that we can definitely help us be very efficient and much better in that area.
The offense, we don't know if this was Will's last game. He still has to decide. But if this was the last game that he coached him, what was it like just working with him throughout the year and just the potential that this kid has?
Love him to death. He's a 10 out of 10 in toughness. He's a 10. And I don't think people realize how injured he was this year. He played for 5 or 6 weeks where literally he would sprint out in practice and fall down, like his toe would give out on him. Bad habits that can come from that with not transitioning your weight and your shoulder, like the grit to fight through that. The last 2 weeks he's felt the best he's felt in probably a month. And I thought he played better, he threw it better, and was more confident because of it. But I love him. He's got the mind, he's got the toughness, he's got the arm talent, and people are going to judge some of his games, and I hope they fully understand what he was dealing with. And when they do, and you look beyond that, I think they're going to realize he's going to be one of the better ones in the league.
Given that Louisville came in leading the nation in sacks, how pleased are you with how your offensive line performed against them today?
Yeah, I said it in my interview earlier this week. Like I'm very pleased. They have a real good scheme. They got real good pass rushers. I mean, their DBs are physical and they grab and hold. They play a lot of man, and I mean, they tackled us a couple of times out there on the first half. I couldn't believe something. But anyways, like they're good at it, and they disrupt timing, and they get home with twists and stuff. And we battled our butt off, and we've gotten better. And then the turnovers are going away because of that, and you eliminate some negatives and gain some confidence. Our best days are ahead of us.
Last one, guys, and we got to get Barry on.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Making positions you be active in the program?
Yeah, I don't want to get into all that, but I think